Welcome back. Over the weekend, or more particularly on Friday evening, the All India RBI Employees Association and a few other unions called the United Forum of RBI Officers and Employees have written to the Reserve Bank Governor Urjit Patel stating that they feel humiliated by events following demonetization by criticism of RBI activities from the press and other rating agencies, and even fears expressed by a former RBI governor. They have also expressed their worry about RBI's autonomy being impinged by the government because of news reports suggesting that a joint secretary has been appointed to coordinate currency activities. I'm being joined by Samir Ghosh, the General Secretary of the All India RBI Employees Association. We want to check out what exactly the union is worried about. Mr. Ghosh, thank you very much for joining us. If you can start by telling us what was the chief reason for your writing that letter to the governor, which we can read on your website. Was it just that RBI's currency operations were going to be overseen by an official from the ministry? Or are you worried about more things like the criticism leveled against RBI and the worries about loss of autonomy?
Things which were happening outside, we are also keeping a track of that. And we were very surprised and sorry to see that how Reserve Bank have been making flip-flops in the way that today an instruction is given, tomorrow that is withdrawn. And particularly when we found that the matter which is exclusively under RBI jurisdiction, that is being, taken over by the government officials. You have seen that after this demonetization announcement, for 15 to 20 days, only the finance ministry officials were there before the people, before the public, before the press. Hardly any RBI official was there, though it is exclusively the job of Reserve Bank of India, which is the custodian of the currency management.
Mr. Ghosh, what response have you got from the government? We know that there was a letter from the finance ministry, a press note. Any assurance you got that joint secretary will not be supervising RBI's operations? Anything concrete?
See, we wrote the letter only the other day. And yesterday we saw that finance minister of the country, he informed that government respects the autonomy and independence of Reserve Bank of India. We welcome this statement. Definitely it's a reassuring statement, it's a comforting statement, no doubt about it. But statements or assurances from the government have to be backed by actions. Then only it has a meaning, then only it has a sense. Madam, the subject matter or the item that you have just now raised, that whether that gentleman is still there or whether that gentleman has been deputed by the government of India, whether he is doing the work, that is a very specific point we raised in our letter to the governor. That has not been responded to by either by Reserve Bank of India or by Finance Ministry. So we do not know what is the state of affairs, but we have not yet got any information that that gentleman has been withdrawn. Firstly, why he has been deputed, we don't know. I am sure that Reserve Bank did not ask for this type of supervision. Reserve Bank is quite efficient in doing this job, because we are doing this job for last 8 decades or more. Definitely it has been an imposition from the finance ministry. But whether that gentleman has been withdrawn or he has stopped working and all these things, so no information to us yet, either from Reserve Bank or from the Ministry of Finance.
Okay. Mr. Ghosh, have you got any response at all from the RBI governor? After all, you wrote the letter to him.
Not yet, ma'am.
Okay. Now that the finance ministry has given you a reply, is that a good reassurance, good enough for you? Or will you take any further action? Will you write any further letters or follow up in any other fashion?
And no, definitely the matter is that for quite some time past, actually we have been very constrained to note, and we have been very unhappy to note that the autonomy of Reserve Bank, the functional jurisdictions of Reserve Bank, that is one by one being chipped in. Various areas have been intruded upon, and we have been raising this issue for quite some time past. You are aware, the Public Debt Office, which has been managed by Reserve Bank of India, quite well for decades. Now that is sought to be taken away. An independent agency is being formed, and there are many areas of Reserve Bank functions which are being taken away. So we have been raising this issue with our RBI top people as well as the Government of India. We have been taking up the matter to the parliamentarians and to various personalities, authorities concerned. That is for quite a long time. And madam, you might have noticed that Dr. Reddy, Y.V. Reddy, our former governor, he also indicated that for quite some time past, Reserve Bank's autonomy and functions are being eroded. So that is there. But that is a bigger issue, and that is an issue which we have been taking with, the proper authorities for quite some time. But this is also an area which shows that after this demonetization move, that how Reserve Bank has been just pushed in the sidelines. And it is the government officials, government, the minister, etc. They were taking the whole, managing the whole thing. So that way, it was very clear that Reserve Bank is just playing a very subservient role, almost like a section of the Minister of Finance.
Oh, those are strong words, Mr. Ghosh. Thank you very much indeed for joining us with your